Blast back, the space race. Introduction. Have you ever heard people mention the space race and wondered what they were talking about? Was it an actual race? Who was racing against whom? Who won? And what was at stake? Let's blast back in time for a little adventure and find out. Chapter 1. A brief history of the space race. The space race wasn't a typical race. It wasn't like a car race or a running race. Instead, it was a prolonged competition between the United States and a country called the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR, to see who could achieve superior spaceflight capability. It was part of a larger rivalry between the U.S. and the USSR that began after World War II. But the space race wasn't a typical competition either. The US and the USSR didn't publicly declare that they were going to compete to see which side would win. Rather, both countries worked hard and often in secret to try to outdo each other in space and also in other fields of science and technology. The space race started in the 1950s and lasted for several decades. The US and the USSR were the two biggest forces in space exploration during this time, although other countries eventually became involved too. Where is the USSR? The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, also called the Soviet Union, no longer exists. The USSR, which lasted from 1922 to 1991, was made up of 15 republics or states: Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Estonia, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Latvia, Lithuania, Moldova, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Ukraine, and Uzbekistan. Today, there are 15 separate countries. Covering more than 8.5 million square miles, the USSR was geographically the largest country in history. It was also the first country to have a government based on the political and economic ideals of communism. With communism, there is no private property. In the USSR, the Communist Party owned everything and ruled over everyone. Space programs around the world. Today, many other countries are involved in space exploration, including China, India, Japan, France, Germany, Italy, South Korea, Canada, the United Kingdom, Spain, Brazil, and Belgium. Still, as of 2013, the United States spent more on its space program than did all the other countries with space programs combined.